think we got sound. Do we got sound now? I think I'm here. I think I'm going. What's up, guys? Jeff here, Mad Hatter's Reef. Today we got a new video that's going to be dropping in about 28 minutes. So I wanted to jump on with you guys and see what's up before that video drops. So if I could, if you are here and you can hear me, and this isn't a complete waste of my time, let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Because otherwise I'm just going to be waving my arms around, talking to myself in this very small room. Because yes, this is a door right here. This is a door. Long time don't see. What's going on, guys? Can you hear me? We got a new video that's going to be dropping here just in about 27 minutes. So I can do math like that. That's how quick I can do math. There's a link to the video. I just wanted to hang out and chat with you guys a little bit before we do the premiere for that video. It's been a long time. Decided that, well, it's been something I've been kicking around for the last couple of weeks, getting back into making YouTube videos. Things have settled down quite a bit here at the store. I got some rhythm to my life, and usually when I can find some rhythm, that's when I like to add more to my plate. So I'm going to be making videos for Mad Hatter's Reef, and I'm also going to be making videos for Corals Unlimited. I'm going to be dedicating some time during the week for that so I can get a little bit more regular. Texas, what's up, man? How you doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Today's video that's going to be dropping, I got a shipment in from Battle Corals, and they don't know that I'm doing this. This wasn't a paid thing or anything like that. I run a fish store, and I've always kind of been leering in the background, checking out their site, and definitely like some of the stuff that they have on their website. They just had a huge sale, and it kind of provoked me to jump in there and get some corals for the store to grow out. That's what today's video is going to be about. Do you believe that coral prices are sustainable? Depends on, what your local market is. I know that where I am, my store, where it's located, it's almost like an anomaly. We're in Maine, and there's a running joke amongst us that grow coral, that farm coral, go to like frag swaps in this local area. There's quite a few of us actually, and the running joke is a coral is only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it ultimately. There's a lot of things that go into coral pricing, and it's everything from how fast it grows to people kind of controlling their market, especially if they have something that is specific to them that they're taking care of. I think the folks that are growing corals are always going to probably have the better deals, and the folks that are buying coral from wholesalers are obviously going to have more expensive stuff. Long term, I think prices on everything will go up just like everything else. Philly says hello. Smokey, hi from Central Florida. Hope everybody's doing well. We got some fire in this week as far as acros go. We do have some macro footage in the video. I need to pay attention to my time because we're going to be jumping over to the premiere. I did drop a link in the chat for those of you that are interested in checking that video out. But I have a soft spot for Acropora, one. And then two, I love rainbow acros. And Battle Corals, they had what's called the Blue Light Special, and it's a frag pack. And I got one of those, and that's what today's video is going to be about, is receiving that package and then showing you guys some macro shots. The thing about acros, you know, I tried to wait a little bit before I filmed them, is they get super stressed out when you ship them. They color down, definitely. It takes them a couple weeks to kind of bounce back, especially if you have the right system. Volume is quite low. Yeah, I didn't check my volume prior to jumping on here. That was the one thing I didn't do. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do this because I haven't streamed on YouTube in a minute. See if I can make it a little bit louder for you guys. I know it's maxed out on the streaming software, but I don't want to blow anybody's eardrums out all the same. So a couple things before we jump into the premiere that I'll share with you guys. So I run a store, Corals Unlimited. That's basically what I've been doing for the last, I don't know, year, 2 years. That's why I've kind of been absent here, hoping to get back into making YouTube videos for you guys here on Mad Hatter's Reef. But we have a website. We're selling corals. We do have a sale going on with our frag packs right now. So if you Google Corals Unlimited, there might be a link in the description of the stream as well. And Zoanthid frag packs are 20% off, both the 5-pack and the 10-pack. So if you guys are looking for some Zoanthids and want to support what we're doing here, that's one way to do that. And then next week, I'm not sure if I'm going to stream this on YouTube or not, but we will be doing a live sale via Corals Unlimited. So if you're looking to add some corals, we're going to have corals as low as $5. I'm not sure how many corals that are going to be in there. We're kind of getting back into the swing of doing live sales, but that will be on Facebook on the Corals Unlimited Facebook page. So you guys, if you're not following us, check that out, and at least come hang out, chat with me, make sure that I got somebody to talk to. But yeah, just a couple housekeeping things there. Texas says, your videos have helped me a lot. I just got into the hobby about 6 months ago. That's awesome. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you guys have been hanging in there, even though that I've been kind of absent. One thing that I have not really strayed from at all is the podcast. So for those of you that are on the go, we do a new podcast episode every single week. The name of the podcast is Saltwater Aquarium Radio. So you can get your fill there if I ever slack on this again. I'm sure I will. There's been times, but I'm pretty much an army of one here at the store. I take care of everything here at the store. I also do service. I got quite a few accounts with that now, and then trying to maintain this. It's a lot. It's more than a full-time job. But I appreciate you guys hanging in there, waiting for me to get my feet under me again. So there's no real topic that I wanted to mention with you guys today. We might do a stream here and again, but I just kind of wanted to jump in and see how you guys are doing, talk with you a little bit. What are your feelings on algae scrubbers? I've experimented with one, actually 2 of them. I believe one was the ice cap, and then the other one I can't remember for the life of me what the name of it was. It was when I was doing videos for Premium Aquatics is when I looked at both of those. One of them was kind of interesting in its design. So it almost looked like a takeout container, like takeout food. And the idea behind it was one side clamped to the inside of the sump. Water had the ability to pass through it passively. It wasn't like water was getting forced through it. Then the other side, so there was magnets, clamp on the outside, and that was the one that had the LED light. It was pretty small for what it was, and I never really got into it as far as like testing parameters and seeing what the benefit of it actually was. But it did grow algae. The ice cap one worked really, really well. They have some really strong lights on that one. Ran that one for a little bit, but again, never really put like any metrics or analytics to it to see how well it actually worked. I've always been a fan of refugiums and using macroalgae when I can to remove nitrates and phosphates. There's a system here at the store that I have struggled with so much, and it frustrates me, not because it's beating me, but because I know what I need to do, and I'm just not doing it. It had a green hair algae issue, and I was in there all the time ripping out green hair algae, which I know how to beat green hair algae, so it was frustrating that I was dealing with that. Then it was basically having an alkalinity issue, calcium issue, and it was just a matter of paying enough attention to that system. But ultimately, I got some macroalgae from a customer that he has some issues with his tank, and I told him I was going to do a treatment with Fluconazol to try to beat back the green hair algae, which is 100% the easy way out. And I was talking with him about potentially that being a solve for him, and he was kind of worried about his macroalgae, so he gave me some macroalgae. I threw it into my system, and I did a green hair ripping party of one, pulled out quite a bit of green hair algae, and then put in the Fluconazol with the macroalgae in the system, because I actually wanted to see how it was going to act. My intention when I did that was to run GFO and carbon, the last couple of days of the Fluconazol treatment, which the brand that I was using is Blue Life. And I think the reason I had troubles with it in the past, because I did try it earlier in the year and it didn't succeed, is I don't necessarily know the total volume of water that's in that system. I've been guesstimating, and I think I was underdosing. But what I eventually ended up doing was getting the dose right, and that last time where I had the macroalgae in there, I was kind of doing that experiment. I noticed that the macroalgae started to die off a little bit, started to clear up, and from there, the green hair algae was completely wiped out, dissolved, which when you're using that Fluconazol, it's melting it, so it's basically going to put that phosphate and that nitrate right back into the water. So you need to have something present to pull that out of the water, whether it be GFO or using Phosguard. In this case, it was just macroalgae, even though that I was planning on using GFO. And that was the 1-2 punch in that system, because I got the dosage right on the Fluconazol finally. It's definitely, at least my personal experience with it, it's definitely something that is not like a half measure deal, like, well, what's the typical dosage for that? Like, we'll do half of it and see how it goes. That one I had to do the full amount. And then the macroalgae got knocked back a little bit, but from there it grew back. And the green hair algae is finally gone. So I finally beat that in that system. But in regards to your question, asking about scrubbers, I think anything that is going to remove nitrates and phosphates, depending on your methodology of reef keeping, is beneficial. I haven't messed with them too much, but I definitely like using refugiums quite a bit. I did have a hang on the back refugium on the water box years ago, which I believe I got that from Marine Depot. Eventually got shocked by it, because salt creep is a very good conductor, and I wasn't maintaining my refugium properly. But ultimately, I think that they're good. I like refugiums a little bit better. Tom says, miss you, man. Well, I'm right here, dude. Right here. Where can I find your podcast at? The podcast should be everywhere. It's on Audible, Pandora. It's on Apple, Google. The name of it is Saltwater Aquarium Radio. Been after it for quite a while with that one. I think we just did episode 258. 258, so there's quite a bit of content over there. Gordon says, welcome back. I've been looking forward to wanting to purchase some of your corals from your website and the live sale. Looking forward to the live sale. Yes, the live sale is going to be happening next weekend. It's going to be on Facebook, not on here. I don't have the technology yet to stream in both places. But yeah, we're going to do one over there. Maybe I'll do one here soon. But that will be on the Facebook page for Corals Unlimited, which is my business. All right, what time do we got? It's 11:17. The video is dropping at 11:30, so we'll probably close up shop here in the next 10 minutes or so. But if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, I can talk and talk and talk. Which would surprise a lot of people that know me personally. But when it comes to reef tanks, I love the topic. So, and I think it's, you know, the last 3 years of owning this store and operating it, and you know, maintaining the systems here, and then also getting into aquarium service, has taught me so much about this hobby. And you know, I talk with a lot of folks pretty much daily about the hobby, and you know, it's interesting how often people mention, you know, oh, I read this on the internet and I read that on the internet, and you know, you got to be careful with that stuff. You know, even like watching videos, you know, the information that is out there is very subjective, and it's one person's opinion. So like wherever you're getting your information from, you know, you got to consume it with caution. And I think, you know, a lot of us that are out there that are creating content tend to make assumptions on things that they're experiencing, and that's kind of what the hobby's always been. But it's really important to make sure that, you know, you're doing your own research. I think the most important thing when it comes to successful reef keeping is testing your parameters. And I know that there's people out there that would argue, you know, tritation test kits and their accuracy. The one thing that has sold me on Hanna products or Hanna instruments is logging my client's information and then sending out ICP tests, and then comparing the two against each other has been super educational for me. And then observing the tank, and you know, the frequency in which you would, like, for them it might not be, you know, as apparent, but like I will go there, look at it this week, then it's a week before I go back and look at it again, and you know, like I can visibly see that something changed, or maybe it didn't. But have you used All for Reef Part 1? I haven't personally. I know clients that have. You know, Tropic Marin products are a pretty solid brand. I don't think it is as simple as just one product that is going to fix everything. Currently, for me right now, a lot of my dosing looks like 2-part, where I'm using any type of alkalinity. And I laugh at that because I'm very specific about the calcium that I'm using right now, and it really depends on the testing that is happening for those systems. So the alkalinity, I use ME Coral and I use Fusion 2. Those are 2 products that I will use, not really one over the other, just one is easier. I do like mixing my own alkalinity. I also like mixing my own calcium, and that's really important, especially from a consistency standpoint, you know, because not that I'm saying that anything isn't consistent, but, you know, if you're doing 2/3 cup to a gallon of RO water, and then, you know, maybe you're not getting enough out of that, then you could increase that a little bit, like you're creating a little bit more condensed of a solution. and then maybe dosing a little bit less. But that's the important part, right? Is making sure that you're testing, understanding, you know, the fluid that you're working with, or the 1 part or 2 part that you're working with, and then going from there. Alkalinity, in my opinion, is alkalinity. The calcium aspect of it, though, I've been really fond of Fusion 1 as of late, and I'm almost looking for reasons to dose Fusion 1 in certain systems. You got to be careful because it isn't just calcium. There's magnesium, there's rubidium, there's a bunch of stuff in there. So you're going to want to test those other things. You don't want to necessarily overdose your magnesium or your rubidium or any of the other sub-elements that are in there. So more testing, seeing what those levels are at, and if, let's say, your magnesium is topped off, you might want to just go to a calcium-only product, which in that case I usually use Coral for that as well. But I think any pharmaceutical grade 2-part is fine. All for Reef, haven't used it a whole bunch. I know customers that have. They seem to have, you know, decent results for it. A lot of people talk about it. A lot of people love it. I just personally haven't used it myself. All right, so we got the video today. We did an order from Battle Corals, and I got some acros in. I built a new system. I'm probably gonna have to do a store tour for you guys. It's been a while. I don't know if I was doing it on this channel or the Corals Unlimited channel, but I was doing store tours pretty much every week. Excuse me. And I took a system out, a system that I had that I was basically maintaining for one coral. I have this huge Pictinia, and I basically let that system just kind of do what it was doing because the Pictinia was doing so well in there. Eventually, you know, for a number of different reasons, I had these white bins when I started and wanted to move to glass. Well, I replaced one of those white bins, the coral flats, and I got a 75-gallon for free, didn't even pay for it. It's a little beat up, but it has a pretty good price tag on it. And I set it up, got it going. I probably should have documented it because it's kind of interesting the way in which that I went about swapping out the system. And I basically left the sump running. I took the top bin out and put all the plumbing into the sump, let the sump kind of circulate on its own, and then from there redesigned the stand a little bit so it could accommodate an actual aquarium. Got it all painted up, let it dry, and then got the tank on there, plumbed it up, hooked it back up, and let it basically see what would happen. I was expecting some type of hard reset, you know, whether it like completely crashes out or if it's fine. I got lucky, it was fine. And the system has been doing pretty well. It's a little dirty right now. I'd like it to be a little bit cleaner than it is, you know, from like a number standpoint. The calcium, we just gave it a big scrub. The skimmer, we just scrubbed that pretty hard this week. But I've been paying uber attention to like the calcium and alkalinity in there because the goal for that is acros. So we got the tank up and running, let it fester for a little bit, see if anything was going to happen. Then we did this order with Battle Corals, and I was, you know, you go on their website, you look at their stuff. One, they're excellent photos. They're very good at their photos. Adam, I believe, is the owner over there, and was eyeballing some stuff, and they had a really crazy sale, and I jumped in on it and ordered some stuff. And I mentioned to him on the back end that I was gonna, you know, do a little bit of an unboxing video on his corals, and that's what we got going on for a video today. And as far as the live stream goes, I just wanted to jump in here and chat with you guys for a little bit. If you can, if you're here and haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. I appreciate you guys. Also wanted to just kind of touch base and let you know that this has been something that has been needing to get done. I've wanted to get back into making YouTube videos, and I kind of talk about it a little bit, really briefly, in the video today. But ultimately, it's been difficult for me to film corals because of the things that I have to do to my camera to make it, like, actually make the corals look decent, or like how they look to the human eye, because you know, blue light and all that does a number on a camera. And to take that same camera and then convert it over to, hey, what's up guys, Jeff here, is hard. And I'm constantly screwing with all the, you know, intricacies, words are hard, of the camera to get those shots to work. And I'm kind of over it. I'm gonna be buying a new camera. I'm not sure if it's gonna be for the corals or if it's gonna be for YouTube videos, but by golly, you guys are gonna have plenty of me not saying words right very, very soon, and we're kicking that off today. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna put a link to the premiere of today's video right here. That's there for you. If you want to jump over and hang out with me while we do the premiere of today's video, that's where I'm going to be heading right now. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out. If you're watching this on the back end after it's already been recorded, I'll be sure to put the link to today's video in the description. And any of the stuff that we talked about today, appreciate you guys, and you'll be seeing more of me here real soon. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you really quick.